Boom. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Happy Saturday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. Today we're going to be taking a look at a beer. Probably I would put this brewery up with some of the best breweries in the country, in my opinion. These guys were making fantastic stuff over there. They have two locations that are pretty close to me. And we got one from their Henna line. So their Henna line is their like higher ABV kind of pastry stout kind of line. And this one is their chocolate praline macaroon, which it's a 14% double pastry stout brewed with coconut, cacao nibs, and pecans. So I think this is going to be absolutely delicious. I'm a huge fan of More Brewing Company when it comes to just all the stuff they do over there. And it's just fantastic locations, fantastic group of people, great food, great beer. And I want to take a look at another one from their Henna line just because they do a bunch of different variants of this kind of Henna line. Because they have, like, I know the one on tap over there now is like a French toast. I think at one point they had like some kind of latte variant. So, but this one is their chocolate praline macaroon, which just sounds absolutely fantastic. So I'm pretty damn excited to try this one out. I'm assuming this one's going to be pretty damn boozy. It's going to be thick. It's going to be creamy. Just an overall delicious pastry stout, which I'm always a regular big fan of. I'm a big fan of pastry stouts if they're sweet enough. Because I kind of get bothered sometimes when they consider some a pastry stout and it doesn't have like a good sweetness to it, just because it takes away the idea of that you're drinking something that's going to be decadent, desserty, all that kind of stuff. So I'm assuming this is going to be absolutely fantastic. So let's crack this thing open and see what we get on the nose with this guy. It's going to be a 14%, people. This ain't for the faint of heart, I don't think. It's going to be a strong one for sure. But let's see what this thing's like on the nose. Oh yeah, right off the bat, getting like a nice, almost like fudgy chocolate coming through. Very nice. Looks very thick and creamy. Very decadent on the nose. I'm wondering if there's going to be kind of like an oiliness, like a film on the top of the beer, just because when you add peanuts or anything to the beer, but peanuts have natural oils. It's just something like peanut oil is definitely something that exists in peanuts and all that kind of stuff and different kind of nuts. So I'm wondering if they added enough to where there's going to be like a film on the top of the beer, but we'll find out when we pour it. But yeah, this smells absolutely fantastic. So let's pour this thing, see what it's all about. Expecting some nice creamy kind of mouthfeel with this one, some nice decadence. Maybe getting a little bit of nuttiness coming through, but I'm expecting this to be pretty damn nice, sweet, boozy, and just absolutely delicious. So let's pour this guy. Oh yeah. Oh, this is a thick pastry stout. Barely any head at all with this guy. It's coming out looking like motor oil, which, oh yeah, this is this is looking absolutely fantastic. Looking black as my soul. A little bit of like a light brown kind of head film on the outside, but very chocolatey, fudgy, almost just a little bit of nuttiness coming through. There's definitely a note in there that's either like maybe like a maple syrupy kind of thing going on. Yeah, it smells absolutely delicious. So let's try this guy and see what it's all about. So cheers, everybody. Happy Saturday. Okay, definitely. I know, Ian, this is I know you're not jealous. It's okay. But yeah, it's actually not too sweet. It's not too boozy. I'm really surprised. There's definitely you get the pecan in there, that's for damn sure. So I'm really impressed that you're getting enough of that, but you're not getting an oiliness on the top of the beer. So that's really nice. There's definitely a nice kind of upfront fudgy chocolatey note that with adding the cocoa nibs and all that stuff. I'm assuming they also added the husks too, just because those have an underlying sweetness. When you add cacao nibs, there's like a dark chocolate kind of flavor that you're going to get from it. There's a little bit of like a bitter chocolate that comes when you only add the nibs. So if you add the husks too, that's definitely going to have some sweetness in there as well. But overall, yeah, this is pretty damn tasty. Definitely not. I'm surprised at how boozy this one isn't. That's what's kind of throwing me off too. But it's thick. It's creamy. It's very syrupy going down. Like when you take your sip, you can feel it coating your throat, coating your tongue. And yeah, that's pretty damn delicious. Definitely, if you're somebody that likes pastry stouts but doesn't like your pastry stouts too sweet, this is definitely one to keep an eye out for. That's for damn sure. This is done really well. There's definitely almost like a roasty kind of thing, so I'm wondering if the coconut was like a roasted coconut kind of situation. But it's like that chocolatiness comes in really nice. There's a little bit of a fudgy aspect to it. Then you're getting like a little bit of that roasty kind of. Then you still get flavors of the malts in there. The roasted malts maybe helping with that kind of toasted coconut kind of feel I'm getting in there. But that pecan like at the end, it's very nice. It gives like a nuttiness, but there's not overlying any like overpowering kind of characteristic to this beer, which I think is really good. So like you get nuttiness, you get the chocolate, you get a little bit of that roasted coconut thing, but there's no element that is overpowering any other one, which I think just shows you how well Ward Brewing Company did with this one. They did an absolutely fantastic job. So the real question is, what are we going to show here for a similar beer with this guy? So that's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because what beers that are showing up on my similar beers list right now are pretty, they're ones that I've seen before, but let's try to do a little bit of searching and see what we can find when it comes to stouts. So Untapped does a really cool thing to where you see you're at your beer. You look at your beer history. You could actually break down what kind of beer you've had by style. So let's look here. Let's go to Stout Imperial Double Pastry because we got about 23 different ones there. So let's see what we got here. Of course, Untitled Art definitely makes some pretty good ones that would kind of give similar flavors to this one. I think there's a bunch of different Untitled Art beers when it comes to their stouts. Prairie Artisan Ales, yeah, those ones are more like on the Sunday kind of style. I wouldn't really consider, let's see, any from McKellar, because McKellar definitely, when it comes to their beer geek line, when it comes to like their almost desserty kind of pastry stout line, I wouldn't really put it to the point to where there's a lot of sweetness to it. They literally like kind of leaving it on the more the bitter end of stuff. So I wouldn't really put McKellar in there for having like some crazy nice like really balanced sweetness, because a lot of the pastry stouts that I've had from them, there's definitely an underlying bitterness to it, which is, I mean, it is what it is. Let's see, Listerman makes some pretty good stouts. Westbrook Brewing Company, of course, Mountains Walking, Perennial Artisan Ales. Let's see, Wiley Roots definitely makes some nice stouts as well, so you probably can get some pretty decent stouts that are in the same characteristic as this. Of course, I'm trying to look and see if like there's a same kind of ABV kind of realm. Jesus Christ. Of course, let's see. The Prairie Artisan Ales kind of has some like that. Listerman has some higher ABV stouts. What do we look at here? Let's see. Of course, Energy City definitely makes. They're another Illinois brewery that makes some really, really fantastic pastry stouts. So there's a bunch of options out there when it comes to breweries that are making like a little bit higher ABV Imperial pastry stouts. So when it comes to finding stuff like this, of course, you could check your local liquor store, bottle shop, see if they have anything. Now that it's starting to get the seasons changing, or you start seeing the styles of beer that are going to start changing a lot, you start noticing your ambers and your darker beers like your Bocks and stuff starting to come during the fall. And then during the winter, that's when you're going to start seeing a lot of people coming out with pastry stouts, heavy, dark beers, beers that are more like just have your mouth feel, definitely higher gravity, higher ABV, and just something that is meant to keep you warm during the cold winters that we have here in the Midwest. So if you're looking to kind of just find something like this right now, you might want to just hold off a little bit before buying something that is this specific style until it starts being more popular. I mean, you're most likely going to be able to find at least one brewery if you go to like a craft beer store that will have one at least pretty decent higher ABV pastry style out there right now. So, but if you want to have a good availability and a good selection, I would say wait around until it starts getting to maybe like November, December, and all that kind of stuff when people are starting to brew these kind of styles and have them out for availability. But other than that, yeah, there's definitely a lot of breweries out there that have some similar beers. And then looking at the similar beers list that Untapped shows, you got looks like a Russian brewery. Of course, The Answer is on there as well. Mortellus makes some higher ABV pastry stouts. Willow Park Brewing, Triptych Brewing looks like has one on here. So there's a bunch of breweries out there that are making this kind of style of beer. But let's look and see what they have as a description for this one on Untapped. It's pretty simple, of course. We're not really crazy when it comes to description. So it says Imperial Stout with coconut, cacao nibs, and pecans. So yeah, self-explanatory right now. But let's look here and see what they have for the rating. So right off the bat, of course, I stated that before that it's a 14% ABV. So not for the faint of heart. Would not consider this beer sessionable one bit. This is definitely one you're going to be sipping on. And it might take you an hour, maybe hour and a half to actually drink a full can, because they're decadent. This is definitely something that you're going to want to take just subtle sips on. Let it warm you up. Let it kind of let those flavors mingle on the tongue a little bit. And it's just overall, when it comes to this kind of style, higher ABV beer like that, it's a waste to kind of drink it fast. So you want to sip stuff like this. So, and with over 679 ratings on this guy, this one has an average rating of 4.3 out of 5, which is pretty damn good. And I'm looking here at my friends list, see if anybody checked this one in. It looks like my dad picked two of these up for us. So when you buy these at the brewery, most likely the Henna line is going to be sold in a 2-pack, just because when it comes to higher ABV, they like to sell breweries do like to sell those ones specifically in either bomber bottles or 2-packs in cans, just because they're gonna have to charge a little bit more just because for the ABV and all that kind of stuff. So he got a glass of it when he was at Moore Brewing Company in Villa Park, and he gave it a 4 out of 5. So yeah, I think that's a pretty damn good rating. He likes his pastry stouts, but let's look here at the global ratings and see what other people had to say as well. So let's see. This person gave it a 4.75. We got a 4.25 here. We got a 4.5 saying, wow, it's really spectacular. Nice balance without being overly sweet. Well done, Moore. 100% agree with this person's checking right there. Let's see. 4.25 saying thick AF. This person gave it a 4.5 saying thanks, Richard. So I wonder if this guy got it in like a present or something, or maybe his friend of his picked it up for him. Or maybe they might be doing one of those things to where I know a bunch of craft beer friends sometimes get together, bring some like more rare stuff that they get their hands on, and do like a giant beer tasting where they have a bunch of small tasters and they just have them out at the table and people get to try what they want. I know that's a thing that's pretty common. So this might be one of those situations. Yep, another 4.5 here saying thanks to somebody. We got another 4.5 purchased at the Moore Brewing Company, Villa Park. Let's see, we got another 4.25. We got a 4. Another 4.25. Thanking somebody. Let's see, we got a 4 out of 5 purchased at the Moore Brewing Company in Huntley. Looks like they were watching some football doing this one. What else do we got here? We got another 4.25. Let's do 3 more. So this guy didn't give it a rating. He said LCI, far prefer to the French toast. So I wonder if he maybe either likes this one more than the French toast. I'm not sure. So that's interesting. And let's see. This guy gave it a 4 out of 5. Purchase at the Huntley location. And the last one we're going to look at here is a purchase at the Huntley location and with a 4.25 out of 5 rating, which is pretty damn good. So all these ratings are definitely up there. I don't think I even saw one that wasn't a 4. So that tells you something with how good this beer is. But overall, I think Moore Brewing Company did an absolutely amazing job with this one. It's so balanced, not overly sweet, not overly chocolatey, peanut, like not too much pecan, not too much like bitterness, not really any bitterness at all. So not any really like heavy toasted coconut to where it's like if you don't like coconut, it's not one of those kind of beers where it's like, oh, you taste the coconut right off the bat and you wouldn't be able to enjoy it. It's not anywhere like that at all. It's just like the hint of like a roasty kind of situation that maybe has a little bit of that coconut flavor in there with there. But overall, I think they did a really, really nice job with this one. Yeah, super syrupy. Definitely a thick pour when you pour it out of the glass. That's for damn sure. I'm going to put a little bit more in there. And with all that being said, let's start trying to figure out what we're going to be doing for ratings over here on ARN with this guy. So let's see here. Scroll back up to the top, and the first thing we like to look at here is can art. And I'm gonna be completely honest here. Well, there's some of the henna can arts that I've seen from Moore that has like an elephant on there that I've liked a lot more. This one, I understand what they did with the henna, kind of making those like Indian kind of designs on the top. I just wish they would have done more. This is kind of plain. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. If I didn't know who Moore Brewing Company was and I saw this at a liquor store or bottle shop, I'd probably skip over it just because it's very, very plain. There's not really a lot of something on there that drives me to it, if you know what I mean. So the marketing on this label, I think, could have been done a little bit better just because there's a lot of empty space on the sides and just having the name right there. There's so much empty space where I think they could have taken advantage of marketing this beer a little bit better, but it is what it is. Knowing that it's a Moore Brewing Company beer, I would definitely kind of stop and take a look at it if I saw it at a liquor store or a bottle shop, just because I know Moore Brewing Company. I know the kind of quality of beers they come out with. But if I had no idea who this brewery was and I saw this at a liquor store or bottle shop, I would definitely just walk right past it, to be completely honest. So with can art for this one, 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5 for can art. Missing so much of an opportunity to market this beer better. But it is what it is. Let's see here. If I got this beer in a flight over at Moore Brewing Company, would I get another one? Abso-freaking-lutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. I'd have to make sure that I'm not driving, first of all, because after a flight, like a 5-ounce glass and then probably getting like a 10-ounce pour after that, most likely. Yeah, you're gonna be feeling it. Yeah, I get it, Ian. But for me, I kind of look at it as like when you're at a store, you want something that's gonna drive you to it. You don't want to have the kind of can art that's gonna look boring and you're just gonna stroll right past it. You want something that's sitting on the shelf, and of course that's how with marketing you want something that just like that's gonna catch your attention. You're gonna make you stop and look at it. To me, there's not enough going on there to make me want to stop and look at it. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, 100% get another one of these if I got in a flight for sure. I'd probably want to try to take a 2-pack home to see if I can cellar it. I don't know, most likely if it was a bottle, I wish that they'd probably cellar it better, but who knows? You might be able to do a little bit of cellaring with this one, who knows? But other than that, let's see here. What is my final rating on this guy going to be? That's an interesting question, huh? I'm trying to figure out if I want to put in that my rating for the can art to be for my overall rating of the beer, because I think I might just rate it on the beer itself, because can art when it comes to Moore Brewing Company really means nothing to me now, just because I've had so many of their beers and I know if I see a Moore Brewing Company beer, I'm most likely going to take a look at it and grab it. So I think my final rating on this guy. Oh. Yeah, it is what it is, Ian. There's definitely people kind of have different ways if that something catches their eye if they see it. So it is what it is. But let's see here. I'm trying to think what my final rating on this guy is going to be. This is tough. I'm going to give it an 8.75 out of 10. 8.75 is where I'm going to leave with this one. Absolutely delicious. So if you can get your hands on this one from Moore Brewing Company or any of the other variants of their Henna line available right now, I think it's the one. Let's see. Hold on. I'm going to tell you right off the bat which one is going to be. Which Henna is available at the tap rooms right now. Let's look. I believe it is the Hazelnut Latte. So right now the Hazelnut Latte is available over at Moore Brewing Company. All the Hennas are 14%. And so instead of this one being a double pastry, this one's a Imperial double coffee. So if you're a fan of your higher ABV, just really high, just heavy stouts, of course you can get the Hazelnut Latte, and they actually have the French toast available in cans as well right now over at the Villa Park location. Let's check the Huntley location really quick. Let's see here. So, yep, the Hazelnut Latte is available on tap, and to go, we got just the Hazelnut Latte. So, in the Villa Park, you'll be able to get your hands on the French toast one, but if either location, you can get your hands on the Hazelnut Latte variant of each of them. So, I would probably say the Villa Park location is going to be your best bet if you want to try both, because worst comes to worst, you get the latte version over there on tap, and then you could take home a 2-pack of the French toast one to kind of give yourself a little bit of an idea of what you can kind of be expecting with other beers in the Henna line. But I think they did an absolutely fantastic job with this one. So with that being said, 8.75 is where I'm going to leave it. 8.75 is where I'm going to leave it with this one. Absolutely delicious. So other than that, let's see here. I think that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. So thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are awesome. If you haven't yet, please hit that like button. It would help me out a lot. Also, if you're new to the channel and like what you see, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well, along with that notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I go live doing the review. I got a review plan for you guys tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that. I'm not sure about Monday just because I'm going to be going in and brewing. So most likely not Monday or Tuesday because we got a double brew day coming in pretty soon. So we got a double batch to do. So we got to be brewing Monday and Tuesday. But for the rest of the end of the next week, I'll probably have some reviews going in for that. So keep an eye out for those. But if you want to be up to date on when I'm reviewing stuff and what's going on at the brewery, you could shoot me a follow on Instagram. Of course, my link to my profile is down in the description below. And then, of course, if you want to shoot me a friend request on Untapped, you guys hear me talk about Untapped all the time. I think it's an absolutely fantastic platform for craft beer. I like to call it Facebook for beer drinkers because that's pretty much what it is. You can see people like me, Ian, Kentucky, Face Meat. Who else is on there? Freedom Issues on there. Dutch is on there. Logan's on there. there's a bunch of us on Untapped just drinking beers and having a good time. It's a really, really fun platform over there. And if you're a fit craft beer fan, you're not on Untapped yet, do yourself a favor and do so, because it's awesome, absolutely awesome, and it's just really easy to use as well. But last but not least, of course, the best way that I'm going to recommend you all, if you want to help support me and help me do what I do, to get yourself over to the Patreon, because most likely down the road you'll be able to have the opportunity to win some beers from More Brewing Company in the future, because they're definitely going to be, they're close enough to where there's a good amount of distribution within the Illinois area to where they make good beer. So I want to get these guys available to the masses a little bit more. So if I'm able to kind of spread the word a little bit just by people joining the Patreon and doing the giveaways that I do, I'm more than willing to do so. Of course, and the Patreon's gonna be the best way for you to support me do what I do, because it helps me get more beer in my hands. Plus, it helps me get more beer out to you guys as well, get more reviews going, and have more content for you guys in the future. So, if you want to join the Patreon, the link to that is down in the description below as well. But other than that, let's see. I think that is it, ladies and gentlemen. So again, thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are awesome. And I'm going to end this like I always do before we get the hell out of here. If you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And I'll see you all next time. Cheers.